Hello everyone, welcome. As a student of literature, especially English literature, we are studying Western poetics. Then what about Indian poetics? As a part of Indian knowledge system, we are also be aware about Indian poetics and aesthetic. And in this video series, I'm going to talk about the introduction to Indian poetics and aesthetic. If we look at the ancient time and the poetics, then Sanskrit literature is the most ancient one. And Sanskrit literature has its root in ancient time, whether it is a literature or the poetics. It has its deep past and a kind of a wealthy past. Indian poetics also highlighted various theories, including Rasa theories, Vakrokti, Dhwani, Riti, Auchitya, etc. In this video, we are going to talk about Rasa theory by Bharat Muni. So, the beginning of the art, there are the queers on the earth, there are Danavas, and they are kind of problematizing on the earth. And that is why all the leaders and devas went to the Lord Brahma and they asked for some kind of a source or tool with which they can morally introduce that and also entertain the people. So it is the Natya Shastra is introduced as a fifth Veda to the humans. Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Mahesha, the destroyer. All three deities has a different kind of impact upon Natya Shastra. From the Mahesha, from his Nataraj Roop, there is emergence of a dance, Nritya. On the other hand, Brahma's theory of Nataka leads to the emergence of Nataka and drama. Nataka consists three kind of things. The first is Vastu, means plot. There is plot in Nataka. Second is Neta, protagonist, and Rasa, the emotions that arises. There are a story behind that with help of these all components, there are emergence of aesthetic pleasure. In that sense, we can compare this theory to the theory of catharsis, which was given by Aristotle. Now let's have a look to the prayojana of poetry. That means a purpose. First is yasha, that means fame. Artha means wealth. Third is a vyavaharajanam, that means knowledge of worldly manners. Hence, Brahmod Sahodaram, spectator or readers the uh, get the kind of a rasanubhuti. Now, let us have a look to the Natya Shastra. Natya Shastra was an important a work by Bharata. Bharata contributes with this, and in which he talks about the science of art. That means how to create art. There is rules and regulations given in that text. It was in the first century BC or a third century CE. Further on, it was developed by Abhinav Gupta around 1000 CE. So the Abhinav Gupta's Dhvanyaloka is this a work that once again gave an importance to Bharata's Natya Shastra. It is divided in 36 chapters and 6,000 verses. And in its particularly sixth chapter, named Rasa Vikalpa, there is a detailed delineation of rasas or sentiments. There in the Nataka, there is Abhinaya. There is a five kind of Abhinaya in Nataka. First is the Agnika, that means with the emotions, with the facial expression, with the help of the eyes, nose, lips. There is a kind of Abhinaya which means as Agnika Abhinaya. Second is Vajika Abhinaya, that means through the language, through the vowels, syllables, consonant, they are expressing the Abhinaya. Third is the Aharya, that means the costume, the stage, the dresses of the characters, all these are also connected with the Abhinaya. Fourth is Satvika, that this is the most important Abhinaya in the Nataka or the drama. And in this, actors melt into the characters. And with this, they feel the emotions of the characters. And fifth one is the Chitra. That means Bharata also introduced how there should be a projection of sunrise, sunset, or monsoon on the stage. So all these five kinds of Abhinaya was highlighted by Bharata. Definition of rasa in Anatya Shastra. Rasa is a mental condition of enjoyment. Basically, it evokes from the bhavas. Bhavas are divided in a sthai bhava, sanchari bhava, and vyabhichari bhava. Sthai bhava means having a constant emotion such as anger, sadness, or laughter. These emotions are quite static in nature, and these emotions leads to the arrival of the rasa. it inevitable reaction of bhavas and displayed by the character. The definition was given to of the rasa is vibhanubhavya vibhichari sanyogas darash nispat. Rasa is the manifested through the combination of a vibhava, anubhava, and vyabhichari bhava. And sthai bhava of shanta or shama was later on introduced by Abhinav Gupta. Now let us have a look to the main 9 rasas. The first rasa is Shringara. The bhavas arises out of this rasa is romance, love, and attractiveness. And the deity of it is a Vishnu, and the color of this bhava is light green. For example, in Abhignan Shakuntalam, when Dushyant meets Shakuntala for the first time in the forest, that time there is emergence of Shringar rasa. Second rasa is hasya, that arises a different kind of bhavas, namely laughter, mirth, comment. The deity of this bhava is Shiva, and the color is white. This kind of bhavas is used as a comic relief in the drama. Third bhava is a rodram that arises from fury, anger, which is a sthayi bhava, and that leads to the emergence of the rasa of the rodra. And the deity of it is a Shiva, and the color of it is a red. Then the fourth one is the Karunya, which arises the bhavas like compassion and mercy. And the deity of it is the Yama, and the color of it is a grey. Karunya is reflecting in the text Abhignan Shakuntalam when Dushyant is not able to recognize Shakuntala because of not having a clue of a ring. So at that time, there is emergence of Karunya Rasa. Then fifth rasa is vibhatsa, that means disgust or aversion. The deity of this is Shiva, and the color of it is blue. Vibhatsa rasa emerges in the text like there is a description of a yuddha, or there is a battle, or there is a bloodshed or massacre on this stage. At that time, this rasa has emerged. Sixth rasa is bhayanaka, kind of a horror or terror bhav released from that. And once again, its deity is Yama and color is black. Bhayanak rasa, for example, reflected in Abhignan Shakuntalam when Dushyant is trying to hunt a deer, and when the Kalidasa expressed the emotion of a deer, face of a deer. So at that time, the rasa or Bhayanak rasa has emerged. Seventh rasa is Veera, connected with heroism, and its deity is Indra, and its color is saffron. Whenever there is a heroism in the protagonist or in the battlefield description, there is emergence of a Veera rasa, or the Swayamvar is also example of that Veera rasa. Eighth ras is Adbhuta, that arises the bhavas like wonder and amazement, and its deity is Brahma, and its color is yellow. And whenever something unexpected take place on the stage, at that time the Adbhuta ras is emerged. And ninth, which was later on added by Abhinav Gupta, is the rasa of Shantam, that arises a bhav of peace, tranquility, and the deity of it is Vishnu, and its color is perpetual white. In that sense, Buddha's face is connected with Shanta rasa, and it helps to evoke Shanta rasas in humans. Now, let us have a look to type of vibhav. Vibhav, that means the who feels the emotion. There is a two kind of vibhava. First is alambana vibhava, character on whom the emotions develops. In Dushyant's love, Shakuntala's in alambana vibhava, and vice versa. So whether it is alambana vibhava, so there is a protagonist or the couple on the stage, and they are feeling with each other, and that leads to alambana vibhava. Second is uddipan vibhava, that leads to instrumental factor like spring, moonlight, scent of flowers, gentle breeze, etc. For example, in Romeo and Juliet, when they both met in the garden at the time, that is uddipan vibhava is the garden where all the things took place. Second is anubhavas, physical effect resulting from the emotion, and its example is dominance of love, sweet words, sidelong glances, etc. are anubhavas. For example, in Kumar Sambhava, when Parvati was being shy, and she is accepting the proposal of Narada by just looking down and just counting the petals of the lotus. So these gestures are known as anubhava. Third is a sattvic vibhava, physical effects resulting from the emotion. And similarly, this example is also taken here, that Parvati in Kumara Sambhava. Then relation between rasa and sthai bhava. So there is a karya karana bhava, like effect and cause relationship between rasa and sthai bhava. Sthai bhava is always there in humans, but whenever there is a projection of Nataka on the stage, at that time the rasa emerges. So the cause is the projection of the drama, and the effect is the removal of the emotions, like a catharsis. Sthai bhava acts as the cause, and rasa is as the effect. The transformation occurs, and rasa takes distinct from the original sthai bhava, and that leads to reach to the sublime level. That is what Longinus talks in his work, that talks about the very idea of sublimity, like it drives readers with their emotions. Similarly, the rasa is connected it like that. The analogy, like how bhava and rasa is connected with each other, it is like milk transforming into curd or sugar melting into the milk. So it cannot be differentiated or it cannot be distinguished with each other. Sthai bhava undergoes a transformation to become rasa. And if we look at the nature of rasa, then it is alaukika. It cannot be tell into the word that how a spectator or readers are feeling about that. And central role of rasa in poetry is rasanubhuti to the spectators. And in the conclusion, we can say that the nature of the delight experience in the play or poem is consistent. So basically, the role of rasa is to evoke kind of emotions in the reader and make them aware about or release the emotions which are there in their body. So in that way, rasa theory is kind of connected with the catharsis idea, and it was a date back that it was established. So Bharat Muni was a kind of an important figure in the Indian poetics who highlighted the importance of rasa, which later on many acharyas are also debating upon the views of the Natya Shastra. So the Natya Shastra was basically the founder work of the Indian poetics. We have understood the theory of rasa by Bharat Muni. In the later videos, we are going to do more theories which is related to Indian poetics and Indian aesthetic. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for joining.